Hello, Instagram fam. How are you guys this evening? It's Wednesday night and I have been crazy busy. I can tell by my hair. I've been running around like a crazy fool. And so I thought I'd quickly just jump on here. I know I'm a little bit late. And I thought literally 30 seconds ago that I might just share some lifestyle hacks to your fertility journey. And if you have any questions along the way, in fact, next Tuesday night, I'm going to make it online. I know I've sold both online and live tickets, but the reality is COVID is coming our way, isn't it? And so we're probably going to convert next Tuesday night's event to an entirely online event, which is fab. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world, in Australia. It doesn't matter if you've got other stuff going on, you can jump online and you can come listen to lifestyle hacks to your fertility journey. But you know what I would love from you guys right here and now, as everybody is jumping on Soul Studio Fitness, Brooke, Naomi, Claire, Tamarin, Style Voyeur, Michelle. I want you guys to drop in here. I've got a pen and paper. Drop in here what you want to understand about what you can do or your lifestyle choices that can help you on your fertility journey. Because it makes sense to me, it makes sense to me that I should talk to the topics that you guys actually want answers to, right? So why don't you, Tracy Ann and Girl Boss, why don't you jump on here and just drop in the comments what particular topics you want answered if I were to do a talk on lifestyle hacks to your fertility journey. And we'll see if we can address them. Some of them I might not be able to address. Rachel, Ali, I might not be able to address them, but if I can gather together a magic 5, because you know me by now, I like my magic 5, topics that are really popular and pertinent to you, then it makes sense to me to talk to the things that you really want to understand. So while I'm waiting for you guys to drop some in here, and remember, if you're thinking of it, Crystal, Rach, then somebody else I bet is going, yeah, that's the topic that I wanted. So please don't be shy in dropping into the comments the sort of topics that you guys want addressed in a little online lecture, seminar, chat around lifestyle hacks to your fertility journey. But while I'm sitting here, I'm going to talk about my magic 3. Naomi, drinking alcohol whilst trying to conceive. Awesome. I can nail that one, my friend. Drinking alcohol. I'm writing it down. Drinking alcohol. Better to avoid in the months, so pre-conception. Love it. I will address that. Mums, boys, the Buffy, Amy Murdoch. What I was just asking everybody as you've jumped on is drop in here what are the key topics you would like to hear about in a chat, webinar, seminar on lifestyle hacks to your fertility journey, so that I'm talking to the things you guys want to know about next Tuesday night when I do my little event, which we're now going to take online because I don't want to risk anyone for COVID. Right, so we've got one topic. Fantastic. Give me 4 more. But while you guys are dropping stuff into the chat, I want to talk about my magic triad. My magic triad of lifestyle hacks. And I've actually been talking to this triad of lifestyle hacks since well before my fertility passion and journey started. In fact, I've been talking about this stuff since I was about 17 years of age. Exercise, beautiful Soul Studio Fitness, exercise do's and don'ts, leading up to the different stages. Fantastic. How much coffee? That's a good one. Oh, I can definitely nail that one. D major. I can definitely talk to that one. Okay, so we've got 3 topics there. Keep them coming, guys. So my magic triad is the diet, the exercise, and the stress management. And I've been talking about this stuff since I was about 17 years of age because, interestingly, these 3 things have an enormous impact on your entire life journey and your entire health journey. So the first thing I want to just talk about very generally with regards to diet is with regards to the Nurses Health study. Style Voya, go girlfriend, first time injector. We're really worried about being sprung on a COVID site or catching any symptoms. Yeah, I understand your stress. Let's talk about stress in a sec. But it is something that is really challenging on a fertility journey. I'm certainly watching a lot of my colleagues over on the East who are doing an absolutely sterling job in keeping fertility treatment going. So, massive shout out to all my fertility colleagues over on the East Coast who are doing it tough. But, the access to rapid antigen tests will make it so much easier for patients to sort of be monitored throughout their IVF cycles. So yeah, look after yourself, my friend, and make sure that you are COVID vaxxed, and that you're observing all of the exposure sites and you're just being mindful about contact. So Sammy, beauty products. Okay, I haven't really talked to that one before, but I can have a read. I do know a little bit about endocrine disruptors, which are in most makeups, but certainly I can have a little read about that. But anyway, back to my triad while you're dropping stuff. Hey, Sarah, in here. So let's talk about the diet stuff first. So the Nurses Health study, which is a study that's been done over decades, looking at women over the longevity of their life, what they did was they compared the most fertile group to the least fertile group in that study. So it's a comparison study, so it's not causative. They didn't say we'll treat you with this diet and then look at your outcomes. It was just an observational study over time. And what they actually showed is that the diet that seems to predominate as being the most associated with fertility is actually the Mediterranean style diet. Which is an abundance of fruits and vegetables. You know me, love my fruits and veg. Whole grains, fish in there, and particularly the oily fish. So those omega-3s are really, really important. Actually some dairy. I know people have some controversy about dairy, but dairy is important, and particularly for calcium, because calcium is a really, really important nutrient. So included some dairy and, of course, a supplementation. And you guys all know that the most important thing that a woman needs to be supplementing with is folic acid. Above anything else, the research is very clear that you need folic acid in your diet at least a month before you're trying to conceive. So, focusing on a Mediterranean-style whole food diet is really what you want to be focusing on. And that goes for general health and well-being as well as it does for fertility. So really eating in that manner is important. Now is not the time to be trying keto. Now is not the time to be trying intermittent fasting. Now is not the time to be eliminating whole food groups unless you have some proven dietary allergies or intolerances, because you need the wide spectrum of vitamins and minerals and nutrients in your diet to grow another person. So that's the first thing. That's the one thing I'm going to say about diet. Then let's talk very briefly about exercise. I could talk all night on this topic, and I reckon that next Tuesday I'm going to spend a fair amount of time talking to this whole exercise thing. So it's my belief that exercise can play some good and it can play some harm in women's fertility, particularly around ovulatory dysfunction, in particularly lean, low body fat patients. It can, of course, be really helpful for weight management. And so if weight management is part of what is important for you to conceive and you've had that discussion with your fertility doctor, then regular exercise is really important. But when we talk about regular exercise, we don't talk about high intensity, 60 plus minutes every single day of the week without a day off. That's not what we mean by regular exercise. The recommendations around exercise are probably around 150 minutes of moderate intensity exercise per week. So that might be 3-hour sessions or 5 half-hour sessions of huff and puff. And that's it. So people doing 7+ CrossFit classes a week, or doing a couple of hours a day, sort of more than 5 days a week of moderate to high intensity exercise is potentially counterintuitive to what you're trying to achieve right now. And that's where I'm just going to leave the exercise discussion for tonight. And the last part of my little triad that I wanted to talk to is stress management. Now, stress is something that's very difficult to measure, isn't it? Because something that might stress you might not stress me. So stress is very individual. It's our perception of the external stressors or triggers in our world and how we respond to those. And you guys would all know about the stress response, or that fight and flight response, and the hormones and the chemicals that are released when we perceive that we're in a stressful situation. And so it's very difficult to study because it's such an individual perception. But what I know to be true is that the fertility journey, whether it be IUI, ovulation induction, IVF, all of it is an incredibly stressful time. All of it is incredibly burdensome. It's burdensome socially, emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, a challenging time in life. And so it is imperative that, if not for improving the physiology of your body and your pregnancy rates, but to improve your experience of the journey so that you don't come out of it traumatized and scarred, then instituting mindfulness and management of your stress and time out for you and grounding and your relationship is vitally important for you to get through the journey. What our Australian, New Zealand assisted reproduction database, or ANZARD we call it, and these are results from every single fertility centre across Australia and New Zealand, shows us that up to 1 in 4 couples will drop out of treatment after a negative pregnancy test. And it's not due to all the injections, it's not due to the operation, it's not due to their OHSS, it's due to the psychosocial impact. It's due to the stress and treatment burden. And so if there's one other part of this triad that I really want you guys to make sure, look at me, I'm sweating, that it's important that you actually focus on, and that is spending some time developing coping strategies for stress and practicing mindfulness. And so to all my beautiful people who are out there, I want to say thank you so much for jumping on. Thank you for giving me some topics to talk to. I would love you, hop in the bio above. I would love you to check in and come along online to our event next Tuesday night, my event next Tuesday night, talking about the lifestyle hacks to your fertility journey. I'd love to be sharing some stuff with you, and really appreciate you all. Thank you for sharing. Girl Boss, specific stuff is a bit harder to address. Age, could definitely talk about age. I mean, it's not something that's really changeable, is it? But, it is a lifestyle hack to your fertility journey. And I can talk about the things that people try to do to impact on the age impact on fertility. But have a beautiful night, everybody. Thank you so much for sharing, and hopefully I'll see you online at our event next Tuesday night. See you soon.